going, everybody? It's your boy Sean Ronan here. Been a long time back here, getting back on my bug bounty grind here with stuff. Getting back into making content. Plus, it helps me retain what I'm doing. And to start off, I'm going to do a video series going over bug types, how to find them, what they are, what they do, breaking them down to brass tacks on a foundational level. It's just with my style. I always try to make sure that I get as much information as something, so I'm completely clear and fully understand what it is that I'm looking at. And again, me having to do it, like recording myself doing it, definitely helps me out. Hopefully, it helps you out. If you like it, go ahead and drop a comment, or like, share, and subscribe, and all that stuff. But let's go ahead and get started. So, I'm going to look at access control and how to basically break it. So access control is basically tricking an application into letting an attacker access things that they're not supposed to, or who we're not supposed to be. Meaning, like, accessing a resource as if we were ourselves versus us pretending to be another user, like an administrator. And that's where vertical and horizontal and context dependent access controls come into play. So, as mentioned, for vertical access control, this is access and functionality as if we were the administrator. Meaning that we're going from our user account from the bottom and upping our privilege level by pretty much saying that we are trying to access this function as an administrator. Horizontal access control is a way of accessing higher level resources as if we had the permissions to access them. So if if you're in one department and you can only access X, Y, and Z, broken access control will allow us to access W if we're not supposed to, that type of thing. Context dependent access controls are pretty much being able to perform actions in the wrong order, like being in an online shop and accessing the cart, but bypassing the entire purchasing process altogether. So let's go ahead and check out a couple of labs to basically go over the first two for the vertical and horizontal. The first one we're going to do is accessing unprotected admin functionality with an unpredictable URL. That was a lot that I just said. Alright, let me take a breath real quick. Okay, so what I'm going to do for these video series is I'm going to basically go through how to attack these labs here, but create a methodology to follow, so we're not just so we have a process so that we can easily apply to other applications and stuff. And why the hell is this lab not loading? Alright, hurry up. Hurry up, thank you. Alright, so we got our new URL. We're going to be using bouty on this one. So we have our burp already set up using advanced scope control. For the proxy, always have these two checked. The URL is in target scope, so we won't get any like garbage hosts kind of like clogging up the space of our site map. So I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to go ahead and put this in our burp here, our burp browsers. So pretty much how I start on any application is, first thing I do, I go ahead and click on everything, see what they show me. These are just going to give you details of stuff. Scrolling up, we have an account section. Do we have a login for it? Okay, no we don't. So, and the last thing, after I click all the buttons, see what happens if I put in the wrong login on the login screen. Next thing that I always do, I always go to robot.txt to see if there's anything that's disallowed for me to have access to. So that's basically how we go through, how I go through an application and looking for, and trying to look for stuff, seeing what has multi-steps in it to access it, or what page brings me where, or is there anything that I can interact with. So don't have anything there. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to just check out the source code and see if we can find anything that can maybe show us something. And this also applies to JavaScript files, so the .js here, using tools like link finder or something like that to see if the JS files have something that we can use to our advantage. So let's go scroll down here, scrolly, and what we have here, we have an admin path. So let's go ahead and take this. One thing that we can do, bring up a bouty. Take anything from here, just like root request right there, and then go ahead and paste that path that we found. Now found. Hold up. Let's try to bring it just to the page itself. I was saying page not found is your page, bro. Hold up. Oh, dumbass! I'm missing a number. Okay. That makes it so much easier. Okay. Alright, so where were we at? We were here. That last number was a 5. And now we have a 200. I bet. So let's go ahead and scroll down a bit. Our goal is to delete Carlos. So here we are. We got 2 paths here to delete user. So we have the path to delete Carlos. We'll go ahead and go highlight that. Replace that slash. Send that request. Follow the redirects. And congratulations, we have solved the lab. Alright, so that is that one. Next one that we're going to look at is user role control by request parameter. Now this is another vertical access control here. So let's go ahead and bring that lab up because we're trying to access an admin panel as if we were admin. Why in the flip does this page not want to load? Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we have our new page. Gonna replace that. Go to our bouty. Add this to the skip. That. Okay, refresh this here. Okay, so we're supposed to be finding a request parameter here. Again, go ahead and click on Ertang. Log in. If my mouse wants to decide to work. Alright, so we're in our account. As this user, we have our account button, which is our link here, which brings us back to here. Let's see if we can find robot.cst just to be safe. Always pays to check that. We already got our links clicked. We're logged into our account here. So let's go ahead and see what we have in our site map. Hold on. Didn't I click on a bunch of stuff in here? Why is this? Hold up. Oh, no. Don't want to do that. Crap! Hang on. My bad. Did not mean to do that. There we go. Alright, cool. Let's make sure that this is invert. Oh, I think this is it. Okay. Let's double check here. Show 011. Let me make sure this is the right 0002. So what is this one? So why isn't it? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Alright, so we have our traffic in here. Sorry about that, everybody. Alright, so we have our basic path here. Let's send it to the repeater. And now, here's something that we see here. In this cookie value, we have admin parameter. So, let's simply just change that from false to true. Send this request here. We get a 200 OK. So, go ahead and go scroll down. Admin panel. And we have our path to delete Carlos. Plop that bad boy right there. Send it, follow, win it. Where is it? Let's see if the render shows us that we completed to the lab. Yep. All right. So that's that one. That's the second vertical axis control. Now the next one that we're going to look at is the horizontal. So let's bring that back up to the next two. So user ID controlled by a request parameter. So this has no admin panel, but to solve the lab, we have to get the user, the API key for user Carlos and submit it as the solution. Okay. Okay, let's get this lab up. Hang on. That's not the one that I just... Here. A request parameter. There we go. Get rid of these two. Get this added. Refresh that a couple times. Again, go through the application, click it through every button, seeing if we got other stuff to click on. Wow, you look so messed up. Alright, we have our login. See if we can log in. Yeah, we can. Our API key is this, that's displayed here. Alright, so we have, let's see, the ID right here in this request. So let's take this. This again. Alright. Hang on. So, wait. Crapsies. Yeah, this is... Okay. Hang on. I don't know why Burp does this. Why does Burp do this? Where it's like... I have to do so much just for this thing to get data if I have more than 3 hosts in here. Go ahead and close this out real quick, and we're going to open it right back up. My bad, people. That's not the correct one. That's Kaido. That's not the one we're using today. Okay, so we're going to set proxy settings up correctly. Project, scope, add, paste. Okay. Open browser. Get our lab environment back. Drop. Okay, cool. So now we got our traffic coming in. Again, why the hell did I bring this over here? Alright. Alright, so again, click every button. Okay, we're logged in. Because this is a new browser session, I'm gonna log back out and back in again. Okay. So now you're officially logged in. So let's You have this ID here. Let's go ahead and bring this here to the repeater. Change that to Carlos, which is something that we should not be able to do. We simply scroll down. We have confirmation that we are as Carlos. That's his API key. And then where the flip is my dang old lab, so I can put this key in it right there. Blammo, we just completed that one lab too. Now last one, which is user control by request parameter with data leakage in the redirect. It's gonna be for our last one here. Let's go get the lab. Go get the VoIP. There, go to our sitemap. See if Burke will pull this up. Okay, it did. So that's Windows 03. So we have there. Now we're at our page. As always, click everything. Anything on the bottom? No. We have a login. So we log in. API key there. ID, another ID parameter. Checking for robot.txt. Nothing. Alright, cool. Bet. So, again, submitting our solution when we have a parameter that will allow us to change our users. So this says that, but if we take this, bring it to our repeater, change that to Carlos there, follow the redirect. Hang on. Ah, my eyes are starting to hurt. Jeez. Okay. Okay. There we go. Scroll down. So we're not completing the redirect. We're in the process of the redirect. So here we got to the login screen instead because we got the 302 found when we tried to change our users, and in the process of that we weren't supposed to be able to see this data, and this is why we got the login screen. So we were right in the middle of that redirect, have Carlos's API key, submit that, and then boom, lab has been completed. So that's pretty much the main ones that I wanted to go over for this video. Is just how broken access control can work in different variations of it, from going both up and down. I'm going to try to put together some more videos. If you guys like it, just go ahead and drop a comment. I'll go through more of the bug types on Portswiggle. My goal is to go through all the bug types and be able to do videos like these for them. But that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So you guys have yourself a great day. Take care. Peace.